Everybody. So the purpose of today's video will be to show you how to write a conclusion that will hopefully be able to wrap up the rough draft for your essay. All right. So first, the objective. Well, the objective of this video is that students will be able to learn how to write a concluding paragraph for their unit essay. And I made it pretty simple, so I believe that out of all your paragraphs that you will be writing for this essay, this should be the easiest one, really. So, what should I include in my conclusion paragraph? So, the outline that I'm giving to you is essentially a 5 sentence paragraph. And on your right side of your screen, you can kind of see what each of these sentences is supposed to be in that paragraph. So, first, you need a topic sentence. And in that topic sentence, you will restate your position. So, kind of like what you did in the thesis in your introduction, that is what you will do again um, in that concluding paragraph, where you will restate your position. And I'll have examples of how to do all of these. The second thing you want to include is to restate your first reason for that supports your argument and explain. And remember, these you can grab from your hook and thesis graphic organizer or from your outline too. The third sentence you will write will be restating the second reason that supports your argument and explain a little bit. The fourth sentence will restate a reason for the. Well, sorry, we'll restate the third reason for your argument and then explain. And these are the ones that you were supposed to do in your body paragraphs, so you're just kind of grabbing from there. And then lastly, you will give a call to action, which is a sentence where you ask the audience to do something about your issue. And like I said, I will have an example of how to do that. All right, so the very first thing, the topic sentence, restate your position on this issue. And let me take a quick pause because for this part, you can either use the hook and thesis graphic organizer. I think it's a little bit easier because you have this part already. But some of you have made changes to it and are writing something different in your essay. So this is not really going to be current to your essay. Change it for the unit outline, and the outline should be able to help you too. But the topic sentence, I have an example on the right side, which is where I restated my position, and just like I've been doing with all these other videos, I will be using the example of climate change. So the topic sentence is that, as explained throughout this essay, humans need to act quick to save the environment because climate change is a living threat for human survival. So in there, I very clearly restate my position, uh, very similar to what I have in my introduction. Again, very simple and straightforward. Now, the second thing you want to do is to restate your reason number one. So you write one sentence where you restate the first reason you stated to support your essay. And again, that I could grab from here. So here's reason number one. Here's reason two and reason three. So use that to your advantage. And I put that the first reason that explains why we need to act quickly is that the temperatures and sea levels are rising to flood our, and I should say, coasts. Right there. All right. Then remember, the following sentence will be the same, but with the second reason. So here is what I included in it. And I use this word secondly. So try to use transition words. You can use the exact same ones that I'm using. So you can use the first reason, and then you can say the secondly, because that will help your essay flow. But secondly, we need to take action because we need to make sure that our children and grandchildren have a place to live in. And again, that is pulled directly from my hook and thesis graphic organizer. Um, so that's the second reason. And then I have to restate the third reason. Um, which again I pulled from my thesis in graphic organizer. And again, I used another transition word, this time lastly, so you can use the same one if you wish. Lastly, any action is important because unlike what some may want you to believe, we can still save the earth. So that's something I picked from my graphic organizer. That my third reason was we can still save the earth. So this is all very straightforward. The more difficult part is going to come up next with the call to action, but even that is not very difficult. So a call to action is where you include a sentence where you ask your reader to take an action that will help your cause. So here in the highlighted part it says, if the earth is to be saved, we need to take action. And that is why I want to conclude by asking that you give publicity to the Green New Deal by knocking on doors and posting it on social media. All right. So in there, I'm just giving a call to action. Please inform people about the Green New Deal. Knock on doors. Put it on social media. So depending on your topic, you may want people to call their politicians. You may want people to vote. Um, you may want people to protest. Whatever it is, just give a call to action that asks your reader to do something. So now I will read this entire paragraph so you can kind of see what the conclusion paragraph should look like. As explained throughout this essay, humans need to act quick to save the environment because climate change is a living threat for human survival. The first reason that explains why we need to act quickly is that the temperature and sea levels are rising to flood our coasts. Secondly, we need to take action because we need to make sure that our children and grandchildren have a place to live in. Lastly, any action is important because unlike what some may want you to believe, we can still save the earth. If the earth is to be saved, we need to take action. And that is why I want to conclude by asking that you give publicity to the Green New Deal by knocking on doors and posting it on social media. And that wraps up my essay. So I think this should be very straightforward. Go ahead and conclude your essay and let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.